So this part of the series is going to be about the most useful FLL spike prime pieces that we can use to build our robot. So first, I'm going to be using a blue frame to highlight the group that we are going to be talking about. This frame itself is a type of part that we can use, and I will be talking about this in a moment. So first, let's look at the most basic type of Lego part, beams. So beams can be used in multiple different ways. So we can move these beams by using pegs, which we'll get to in a moment, and we can attach them to create sturdy frames like the ones shown here. And the next type is the pegs and the double axles. So this is a standard peg which can be used to connect two beams like so. So we put one end of the peg in a beam hole, and you put the other end of the peg in another beam hole, and they can be connected. The more amount of pegs you have between two beams, the more structural strength they have in between them. And then there is another type of peg called the half axle. One half of this axle is a peg and the other is an axle, which we'll get to in a moment. And it can be used to plug it into gears, which we'll get to. So you can plug one end into a gear and another into a beam. The next type of peg is a double peg. So one side is twice the size as another. This can be used to connect two beams on the same side, like so. And then the next type of peg is a double peg, but instead of the smaller peg, we have a bushel, which we'll get to in a moment. But for now, it's simply one peg that cannot move in the other direction. So if you want to push this inside, you can see that it does not go. And the last one is what is known as a ball peg. So this one half is a peg and the other is simply a ball joint. This can be used for creating smooth surfaces within your robot for different purposes. And lastly, there are different types of these pegs. So the tan one that I'm showing here right now is actually a loose version of a double axle that will be black. So this is a tight version, and if there's a gray version of the same peg that can spin freely inside the joint. So that's all for pegs, and let's move on to gears. So this is a large gear that has 3 axle holes and 2 peg holes. Once again, most of these gears are the same thing, but they have different types of holes in them which can be used to connect different beams. So this one is a large one that can have an axle hole in it and also a peg in it. The next type of gear is a much smaller. It has 4 peg holes on the outer rim, and in the middle we have a single axle hole, which can be used with either a half axle or simply a normal axle, which we'll get to in a minute. And then the next type of gear is a gear that only has 1 axle hole in the middle. There is a loose spin version of gears as well, and both of these can be joined to create a system. And this is what is known as a flat gear. So you can see the difference between both of these gears. So if we make them stand upright, you can see that this one doesn't have the other side with tooths. Instead, it only has one flat side with half teeth. This can only be joined with other gears of its kind because, as you can see here, it doesn't really form a system. The last type is what is known as a dog gear, which is the smallest type of gear you can find that has this configuration. And it can be used for creating quick modular attachments that can be operated via moving this gear that also joins with the other gears inbuilt to the attachment.